If you could give me a moment to collect myself. Thank you. That if two people loved each other, they should, sorry, I'm very passionate about this. They should be allowed to get married. And it was so painful to leave my church. I have so much love for Jesus. If God isn't real, then take me away. I don't want any part of that. I believe God is real, and I built everything on him.
I got cut. I got cut from the documentary. My little feelings were so hurt. They were so hurt. I was contacted by W5, W5, it's Canadian television channel. Avery Haynes contacted me about the Twin Flame universe. And I was so excited. I thought they're doing a documentary about the Twin Flames universe. And we talked a lot, and over that time period, they interviewed me for the documentary. And also throughout that time, I supplied quite a bit of information that I've gathered. For those that know my channel, that know that I have been pretty invested with the Twin Flames universe as far as wanting to expose more of the fraud, the scammer, pyramid scheme, that aspect of it. And so I have produced probably a good 19 to 20 videos on the Twin Flames universe back after I watched the Netflix documentary. And then as I progressed through it and watched more and did more, it really kind of came to my attention that really these people are nothing but scammers and frauds and fakes, as you can tell from the very first clip I showed. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Oh yeah, I'm a smartass. Anyway, the documentary that they put out, W5, was phenomenal. And I have to tell you, my little bubble almost busted when I didn't make the cut, but I actually did make the cut a little bit. You know, I did, because I had a credit at the end. But outside of that, I do feel good about supplying the investigation with a lot of the findings that we had with the money, the church, the pyramid scheme, and all of that. And I was so thrilled with the way it was presented, mostly that it was really how it was with like Netflix and Prime. I always felt like those were just entertainment pieces, and it was just all blah, you know, just, I mean, it showed something, but I don't, and it got them a lot of attention for sure, but it was more like, it didn't really get to the root of it. It wasn't an investigation. And Netflix and Prime focuses more on the entertainment level, where I really believe that Avery and their crew really, really honed in on it being an investigation. Being an investigative reporter as she is, and she's pretty damn good at it. and how they really covered, I feel, like the entire spectrum of this couple. When they were younger, how they met, and really kind of told the story and how they got to be where they are today. By interviewing people that, you know, were a part of the Twin Flames universe and no longer are, and then also people that still are. But the biggest thing to me was really getting down to their credentials. And Jeff could not answer any of the questions. He evaded all the questions. Always he'd get up and get a drink of water, or he would just, you know, flipping 24 hours, a hair flipper. But he could not, when you get right down to it, they requested this interview. They requested it from their PR. They paid money to their public relations to put out the good word. And it backfired. And it seriously backfired. I think that they were given enough rope and they seriously hung themselves in this interview. They did nothing to make themselves look good. Shalia kind of, she just let him take the reins, but when she did talk, she actually, I think, had more logical way of speaking than Jeff did. But they just still never answered the hard questions that were put towards them with, first of all, the transgender, these people doing a transgender, And he kept saying, no, the bottom line for him was they invite them to explore. He would not own it. You'd have Jeff on camera saying certain things that make it factual. Nothing was taken out of context. You said this, but he kept evading all of that. And then when it got really tough, then he like bowed his head and he needed a moment and he had to go into deep prayer land and then come out with God and Jesus and all that. So I feel like the piece was just really, I can't really honestly say enough awesome about it, which kind of leads me to the fact that I feel like there's really nothing. Of course, I'm not even close to the level of viewership that they have, obviously. And most of the videos that I've done, I was really hoping to get attention on it. And I always have felt like this eventually will just explode on itself, the universe, Twin Flames universe, that eventually it's going to come to an end. And Keeley was a huge part of that, and I was really shocked in the documentary, honestly, to hear that she had way more underground information that could really expose them for the fraud with the Church of Union and the money, the taxes not being paid and things like that. And that was huge to me. So she really is a true whistleblower, I believe, on the Twin Flame universe. And I know that there's been a little, controversy with me on how I feel about them being a cult. And I stated clearly, and I still feel like even after watching this, my maybe interpretation of Jeff at this point, and I pick on Jeff mostly over Shalia because I don't really know. I feel like Shalia surely is in it with him 100% because they really have to be at this point in it together. I don't know how much of the manipulation happens with her from him as people might like to think there is. He really is very uneducated about something he claims to be a pro or an expert with. And he really, the minute he gets told a certain or asked a certain question, he can't answer it because he's like with the cancel culture. And he's like, and she's like, well, please explain. And have her do it. I can't do it because I don't know. I'm just repeating words, really hoping that this documentary goes where it needs to go because it's not a fluff piece. Because we've already know, and maybe that was what I wanted to say is, whether or not you want to look at him as a cult leader, that's irrelevant to what you can do legally with him until he crosses the line with, exploiting children or something like that. And the manipulation, nobody really knows how to handle these things in this day and age with the internet and all that. And so that's why I really have never spent a lot of time on the cult side of it, because my goal has always been is to let's find what we can about these people to, expose them for the fraud and the scammers and the grifters that they are. And I was thrilled, really, when the document, it's so good, and I'm going to put a link, of course, in my description exactly right to the documentary, but also there's other little pieces that are really worth watching as well. There's an exclusive interview that is just the interview style that almost seems unedited. I'm sure there's editing, but really good so there's a lot there, and I'm not showing any of that. This is just obviously me talking, but I really encourage for people to watch this and step outside of the cult aspect and really look at what they're doing illegally. And I think we all need to really start pushing and sharing this video and really, really getting it out. Because why? Because they get so big, they're going to be almost impossible to bring down, as we know with Joel Osteen. But there's one thing that I think really, really got to me in this documentary more than any of it was when they were talking about their daughter, Grace.
More like a monastic soul. That's how we've always felt her as, and that's what our logic and our intuition has led us to believe. Whose life path is dedicated to God as their love or lover alone.
And Shalia saying that she's gonna basically condition this child into a monastic life, which is like a nun living as a nun, and that God is the only one that'll be her lover, God. As you know, that's insane. It is. It's insane to think that way. So we have this young little child that is being programmed and conditioned by these people, and that is, I think, when I've talked about the cult aspect, these people are adults, but with a little child, that's where the mind is so vulnerable and can so easily be, at that point, programmed as conditioned, as we all have been. Truly, as we come into this world, our parents teach us what they know and what they believe. But then we slip away from that and we make our own choices in life. And it is incredibly disturbing to me to listen to her say that this is a path she's going to put on her child. And for being people that are supposed to be, it's their own journey, as they say over and over, it's your own journey in life. You choose. It's your own relationship with God or your own relationship with your twin flame. And you make the choice, just like we're not forcing anybody to transgender. They make that choice. Well, what are they doing to this child at a young age? They're not allowing this child to make a choice. And you say, well, she's too young to make a choice, but they're programming that child right up to it, so the child won't ever make a choice, because that's going to be deeply ingrained programming right there. So as a young child, what they need to be doing at this point with Grace is teaching her of choices and of all the different things of the world that she can be either choose to be in or not be in. The main reason I wanted to do this and go on camera is I wanted to give major kudos to Avery. She's like my hero. and also to say that, yes, it just seems never ending with this. So the newest scam, and this is just hilarious. So a friend of mine brought this to my attention. This is called The Soulmate Story. And I'm just going to hold it up. I'm not going to do screenshots on the camera. And The Soulmate Story, I found this on YouTube. And your soulmate is just one click away. And so, you know me, I've got to try it for fun, but I'll never spend money. As soon as I saw the drawing, I knew. So basically what this is another online scam where this person is going to talk to the universe and get intuitive and do readings and all that stuff. And she's going to draw your soulmate based on a couple questions you have to ask, which is astrology. So I did it and I answered a couple questions. Basically was my birth date, my birth year, and all that. And then they're going to send me a sketch of, but now I'm going to tell you, when I filled this thing out, they asked me my status, married, single, whatever. And I put happily married. I put happily married in it. But I think they bypass that. So right away, my first email comes because I didn't pay for it. And it was discounted too. It's originally $50, but they're going to give me my drawing for $37. And so I got out of it. And then I knew once I did that, of course, I'm going to get an email because they're not going to let it go. So my first email is, this drawing has a strange power. And just highlighting key things here is, you know, I've never seen anything quite like this. Your soulmate drawing seems to have an otherworldly energy, an uncanny ability to draw you in. There's a strange power emanating from every line, every shadow, as if the universe itself crafted it to reveal a profound truth. And then it's like, take a look at your sketch. Get there, get on it. You're going to miss out. I can't explain it, but I know that this drawing will change everything for you. So I don't go look at my sketch because I can't, because I got to pay money for it. And then the next email. Can this be a drawing of your crush, Shelley? The universe hand-selected a special someone just for you. And of course, blah, blah. Now the universe has a plan to bring you together, Shelley. This special sketch is the first chapter of your brand new love story. Now, mind you, I'm happily married. Click here to see the drawing to reserve the most beautiful kind of love. And then we get another email. So 3, 4, they just keep coming. Is this your secret admirer? You know, click here, go get the sketch. Revealed is your soulmate, Shelley. And it's just, your time is running out. And this is where you get to it. It's like, okay, they're just blasting me with emails. Come get it. Come get this drawing. Your time is running out. The universe has chosen this moment to reveal this life-changing truth to you. But If you don't seize the chance, it may disappear forever. It's funny to me. Here's my soulmate. So one comes, they deflate, another one comes up. It is where you go. Yeah, there we go. It looks like chaff. So it's people, please. God, I could just say, don't give your money to these people, period. Just don't do it. I know I get a little dramatic about this stuff, but you guys really, why would you fall for this bullshit? And then, it's just going to slip away. What? Okay, so I didn't pay the money, so now you're just going to disappear. But I'm happily married, so we're good. But I think my point is saying that they're going to come and they're going to go. That's how we live right now in this world. Everybody's out for that buck and that money. Everybody's out to scam people and fuck them over and take whatever they can take from them. Is that not true? But I'm going to do this. Somebody did make a big difference, I think, and that would be Avery Haynes. She made a huge difference. And that's why I'm not going to do anything else with the Twin Flames. All I'm going to do is sit back and watch as the bubble bursts.